So, yeah, I've got a lot to talk about with this.
Yes. Also, can these fucking werewolf parents stop having children? You have way too many kids for your own fucking good.
No.
Yes.
Well, the joke is that they can't stop fucking.
Gives you a weird look.
What?
Anyway.
I'm gonna be making some weird comments throughout this whole video because that's how much I just think about this shit. But anyway.
Welcome to the Charming Analysis Podcast.
Yay.
Our Halloween Spectacular.
Halloween Spectacular, where we talk about things that we like, we don't like, and things that we want to talk about passionately for about 2 hours.
About 2 hours.
I want.
We try not to go over 2 hours though, because
I'm gonna make it more if I must. But
honey, we are not making it 2 hours.
You go on ahead.
Anyway, welcome back to our Halloween Spectacular. Today on the podcast, we are going to be talking about a franchise that my bean is so very fucking passionate about that we decided to watch.
I don't know why. I'm as passionate about it as I am, but I am, and here I am talking about this. The series that a lot of people don't really
talk about.
They don't talk about it, and if they do talk about it, it's not in high regards.
Which is kind of sad because this series, I stuttered so bad. This franchise in general, despite having its flaws, it's a good franchise. Like, I feel like it's a good franchise. There's some things that it could work on, but it's a good franchise in general. If you guys are wondering what we're talking about the Hotel Transylvania franchise. Personally, the 3 movies. Because I know they're apparently supposed to make a 4th, and they had a TV show. And 1 short. But we're mainly talking about this movie.
2 shorts.
There's 2 shorts? I thought there was 1.
Yeah, there's a 2D short called Goodnight, Mr. Foot.
Does that have to do with it, though?
No, it's just the side.
Okay, but
It's
that
not
doesn't
like
have to do with it.
It does not like the other short where you forgot that they got a puppy.
Anyway,
we're
going to talk about we don't want to get too sidetracked because, oh boy, this is going to be a long podcast, I guarantee you. 1, because it's one JC is very passionate about, and 2, just the fact that we got a lot to cover for this.
Well, I'm about to talk 2 hours about how passionate about this I am, so why don't you start with how you felt about, like...
the franchise as a whole first? Before...
No, I mean, like, before you saw these. Like...
Okay, so how about this? We'll talk about how we both felt about
Where
it.
Where were you in the Hotel Transylvania? Like, the times these movies came out, where were you? How were you doing? And what were you like before you saw these?
Oh my gosh, honey. This is what happens when JC gets really passionate about a series that they like. This is why the last couple of podcasts we did, they didn't really say much. They've been waiting for us to do this one. They love this franchise, along with a couple other ones. But this is one of their favorite franchises, honestly.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy they have a favorite franchise.
Well, it's not... Okay, it's the most funnest franchises I've ever really looked at, honestly.
I will agree with you on that one. Like, I've never personally been in the franchise, been in the fandom for this series, just because I liked the movies, but didn't get inspired enough to really do anything in the fandom personally.
Oh, this honestly changed. It didn't change my life, but it changed how I looked at animation. This is one of those. This is came out the same year as the 2012 was the year that honestly changed my perspective on animation and invigorated my love for animation. But
for me, it was 2010, and that's when Adventure Time came out. For me, animation, because there was a lot of things I liked when I was a kid, and then there was a long period, a long gap, where there wasn't really anything, so I kind of leaned more toward anime during that time to kind of get my fill on stuff, but it wasn't enough. And then 2010 came around, and Cartoon Network started producing, the Renaissance period again. And that's when, Adventure Time, regular show, and Gumball came out. That was like the turning point that got me more into animation than I ever did before.
Yeah.
And I was like, how old was I? I think I was like in 4th grade, like a long time, like 10 years old, I think. Maybe a little bit older. But it was a good chunk of time. For me, that was like my turning point for animation, while yours was 2012 with this series.
Well, it wasn't just that. I was starting to get into MLP, Gravity Falls came on, and it was when I started to more get into fandoms. I've always been interested in animation since I was a really young kid, but this was when I started to get into fandoms. This movie invigorated me getting back into animation. But where were you during the 2012 when this movie came out? Do you remember?
I was probably like... I don't entirely remember. I probably was like... It was before high school, I know that. I was probably like in junior high when this came out. So I was still like
I was
kid.
in junior high too, but I was in 6th grade.
I think I was like 2012. I'm trying to think. That's probably like...
You were a kid. That's basic.
I can't remember
You were
exactly
a kid.
when.
You were about to enter high school. Did you see this movie in theaters?
I think I saw the first one in theaters. I don't think I saw the other 2 in theaters, at least that I remember.
Yeah.
I know I didn't see the 3rd one in theaters. I know that one for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Because I couldn't get my family to fucking go see it with me.
This
was at a point in time where, like, there was a lot of movies I wanted to see, but my mom and my family never wanted to go with me, so I just didn't go. Which kind of fucking sucked, because I would, like, rather go to movies with somebody than by myself. Because I like to talk with people and stuff after the movie's done. And it's kind of hard to do that when you don't have anybody.
I saw this right after I got off of... I think it was right after I got... Because it came out in July. So I saw this right after I got out from vacation from California. And I went to the movie theater to go see this already. So it wasn't... the third one.
Yeah.
The first one, I saw it with a incredibly packed house.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it on the day of because it was sold out for some reason. We only got tickets for Sunday. Like, because the rest of the shows were sold out. Everybody was going to fucking see this movie for some reason. And it was a packed audience. I remember there was children. There was, like, kids like me. There was college students in the back. It was adults. And honestly,
all ages.
That was one of the most funnest theater experience I've ever been to, because everybody was fucking laughing. Everybody was enjoying themselves. And honestly, it was so surreal to see, because normally I wouldn't, like, whenever I go to a theater, I normally just hear the kids laughing. But it was like that one of those rare fucking movies. I don't know why, but everybody was fucking having a good time watching it.
Yeah.
Like,
I think for me, if I really had to think, because, like, I have, like, average movie experiences whenever I go to the movie theater. Like, we never had anything, like, really, like, interesting happen. The only good experience, or, like, one of the best experiences I've had in a movie theater, I honestly think was Zootopia, if I could think about it. Because literally the entire audience, not just, like, me that was, like, going gaga over, like, the whole fucking thing. I know there was one scene in Zootopia where, Judy was trying to, like, escape, and one guy from the laboratory, I think, and the one guy in the audience was like, "Go, Judy, kick their ass!"
Oh my god, okay, we just gotta talk about theater experiences on a separate podcast.
Yeah, like, if you guys want to hear about our theater experiences, we can gladly do that in a topic video if you guys want to.
Yeah.
Because I would like to do that. Like, besides, like, our podcast stuff, we also kind of want to do topic videos for you guys, if you guys are interested. Comment down below and let us know.
But anyway,
let's get back to Hotel Transylvania.
The first one. Let's get back to the first one.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the first one, which came out in 2012. So why don't you explain the synopsis of Hotel Transylvania? The first one, at least.
Dracula builds a hotel for monsters to keep monster kind and his daughter safe. And then on her 118th birthday, she wants to go out and see the world, Little Mermaid style. And, a human comes into the hotel and pretty much throws everything out of whack, and then they fall in love. The end.
Okay, that's the most summed up you're ever gonna make it, but I'll take it.
Because I want to talk about
not each individual scene.
But I want to
like...
talk about like this movie in detail more than I normally do because
so I guess
I want more likely I want to talk about. You can talk about how you feel. I'm going to talk about just these little facts that I gathered from literally researching the movie before and afterwards because I just like this movie so much.
So to kind of condense it and organize it so it's not like all over the place and just you spitting facts out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Let's kind of do it by questions. So I guess, what are your thoughts on Hotel Transylvania in general? Like the first movie.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I think it's I keep on saying I think.
You were stuttering too. We both stutter.
Okay. It's my favorite animated comedy I've seen.
Like ever?
Ever.
That's surprising.
It's my favorite animated comedy. And I have not seen another animated comedy that tops it.
I can understand that. Like, personally for me, I never really got into the franchise as deep as you did. But I do have respect, and I like and respect these movies.
I was so scared. You were like, you were like this with every single movie. But like looking at you watching these movies, I was like, damn, you're just stone cold face when you watch these movies with me.
Because I like to analyze it and kind of like gather up notes, especially if we're doing a podcast on it.
Yeah, but it's like a comedy. You're supposed to be laughing.
There were some I did find funny, though. It's just...
I'm sure.
It's hard to get me to laugh sometimes with certain things. But...
It was
I
funny.
don't know. I tend to like laugh if it's like something that kind of surprises me out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It just depends on like the movie and stuff like that. But I was more trying to analyze it because I already knew for a fact we were already going to do this for a podcast because you love this series so much.
Well, most of the time it's half the time it's the line delivery, and the other half is the animation that makes me laugh.
Yeah. The animation for me, I actually will admit, this is probably one of the better animated movies I've seen. Gendy also is like the director for these movies, which I fucking love. Like, he's done stuff like Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory. He also did a show called Primal, I believe. Mm-hmm. And this is like his first movie thing he's done.
Yeah, this is, and he hasn't done anything.
Which fucking sucks because he deserves to be more movies shit. Like, come on.
He was, actually.
Like what?
I think he is working on several movies at Sony right now. I don't know if they're still in pre-production right now. We all know about the canceled Popeye.
That kind of sucked because it's like, I wish that they would have done... Because Popeye was a series that I actually did enjoy as a kid. I used to watch the old cartoons.
Oh, you ain't gonna get that now.
Which fucking sucks! Please bring back Popeye, man.
Well, he was set to direct like several movies besides Popeye. Like he was directed like his own original projects he wanted to bring to life, but Sony said no. You make Hotel Transylvania movies because they make us money.
Like, which fucking sucks.
That's why. I mean, to be completely fair and honest, I think he tried to make it the best that he could.
I will agree.
He didn't half-ass it.
Yeah, like he put us all into it. So quick question before I say my thoughts on the series, like on the first movie. Like, was this one of those projects that they pushed upon Gendy and he had to do it? And like, did he like doing these projects despite like them making a lot of money? Did he enjoy doing them, or is he just kind of like he's just making it good just to make it good?
Oh, you poor soul.
Well, I don't know. Okay, I don't know how people think.
You poor soul. You really don't know what the history of this movie is. It's actually really interesting.
Okay, well, I guess dive into a little bit of it before I say my thoughts.
Production held for 10 years. Originally, the concept was pitched in 2006.
What?
Yeah.
2006?
Yeah, 2006.
Are you kidding me?
And it was originally what the third movie ended up being was like a Dracula falling in love with Van Helsing. That was originally the original plot of the movie.
Supposed to like...
No, the daughter.
Oh, the daughter.
Daughter was supposed to fall in love with Van Helsing. That was the original plot of the movie. No, I mean like in terms of like it was supposed to be like this thing where like it was a Mavis and Johnny was Van Helsing at some point. but then it got switched. They went through, I think, 5 directors?
5 directors?
5 directors.
For this fucking movie?
Yeah, 5 directors.
And then Gendy took it.
Which
I'm glad he did, because at least he made it good.
And I don't remember the amount of time, but I remember it being very a short amount of time. Because apparently, they hired him at the last fucking second to save it. And I don't remember, I think it was about a year to 6 months before the final cut was released of the movie that he worked on it.
That's crazy.
He rewrote the story. He went in and pushed everybody to the fucking limit. I'm assuming that because of the fact that this was such new technology that Sony was working with to get this much cartoony animation into it, that it fucking pays off, because
it really does.
It's something that I never saw beforehand. I saw a little bit in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, it was a lot more of the type of like designs that you would see out of a cartoon. Hotel Transylvania, I really don't think that. I don't think that about the first movie, at least, because you can tell that, like, you know, the animation on the first Hotel Transylvania is like sort of like a realistic type style, but it like goes into like cartoonish frames every so often. And I don't know why I find that so fascinating, and why I don't know why I adore it as much as I do, even like, you know, even if the more it was more of a cartoony style in the other 2 movies, I appreciate the first one a lot more because of the fact that, well, it was the first one. And to, like, I guess it was just something that I never have seen before, or even after that, that style being emulated of, like, this realistic style, but also
have
like,
a cartoony aspect
to the facial structures and the whole, like, you know, body, like, you know, the whole body movements and stuff like that. I never saw afterwards, because after that, computer animation kind of went more cartoony style, and I'm not just talking about Sony, I'm talking about literally
everybody,
like
Disney, mainly
Disney did it, DreamWorks did it, like, I bet
Nickelodeon
Pixar
for some things, I think. Pixar, I know, definitely. I know Nickelodeon was trying to do a couple movies, but they couldn't.
I'm not
really
talking
get
about
off the
TV
ground.
animation, though. I'm talking about, like,
but they released, like,
Illumination did it. Like, everybody after Hotel Transylvania came out,
everyone started fucking doing it. They were like, "Hey, let's do this. Yeah. This will make us money."
Yeah, because, you know, Hotel Transylvania was a big game changer, even though, like, you know, it didn't win any fucking awards or anything like that.
Which sucks, because it deserves an award.
Yeah, it didn't, like, you know, like, you know, it's not like, it wasn't a critic grabber, I'll tell you that right now, because let's be completely honest, I don't think it's like the greatest fucking thing ever made.
Yeah.
And people were acted very harshly. I think it still has 45% on Rotten Tomatoes.
45%? Are you fucking serious?
I think it has a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Let me look this up. I'm actually
curious.
curious.
Yeah, look it up. And the other movies, I think the second one got 50%.
Hold on, let me look.
And the third one got 70%.
Let me look. Hold on. Hotel. If I can fucking spell shit.
Rotten Tomatoes, Hotel Transylvania.
Transylvania. Apparently he's supposed to be making a 4th one.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna look that up in a minute, too. Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see. Yep, it's 45% for tomato meter, 72% audience score. I don't know what the difference is.
The difference is that critics didn't like it.
Okay, critics didn't like it. So, okay.
And they're fucking wrong. They're all fucking wrong, and they're horrible losers.
Because this movie did good. Like, I feel like it did good. Okay, let me look up...
Wait. Look up the,
I'm looking at the other ones. Transylvania 2. Transylvania 2...
Oh, wait, it doesn't hold that title anymore, I don't think.
Okay, that... Hotel Transylvania 2 has 56% on tomato meter and 64% on audience score.
And what's for the third one?
Let me look. And then I'm actually going to look up the fourth film, I guess, see if they have a plot for it.
They don't from the last time I checked.
I'll probably check. 62% on the tomato meter and 48% on the audience score.
Damn, people really didn't like that fourth one. That third one.
Critics did, apparently.
Shit, what the fuck? Okay, that's new to me. Anyway, you know why the reason why people did not...
Oh, they found some pictures. Release date August 6, 2021. And they have like a picture for it.
Do they? Let me see.
It's supposed to be that.
Oh no, that's a second promo picture. That's a promo picture for the second one.
Oh.
You know why? Because I followed that shit. Anyway.
Never mind then.
I followed that shit.
This is...
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But do you know why people critics didn't like the first one? At least?
Well, this is the only thing I can find for it, but it's kind of blurry. That.
No. Mari, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But do you know why critics didn't like the first one?
Why?
Because Adam Sandler was in it.
Does everybody fucking hate Adam Sandler?
No, I'm serious. Everybody fucking was railing on the fact that this movie was coming out because Adam Sandler starred in the lead role. Because Adam... Look...
Okay,
if you
I want to be honest here.
No,
this is one of his better voice acting roles that he's ever done.
Nobody fucking cared.
That's sad.
No, this is not just one of his... Not just a voice acting role, but this is one of his best roles that he's ever done, period, in my opinion, in this
It's even better than, like, Billy Madison and... What was the other one that we watched? The golfing one? There was a golfing one we watched.
Happy Gilmore?
Yeah, Happy Gilmore. Like, those are both really good movies that he's done. But this is probably the best animated movie he's done.
Well, we haven't seen 8 Crazy Nights.
Why do you want me to watch that?
I don't know, but no, the reason why you gotta look at the what came before that. Happy Madison was just like, this was the height of Happy Madison back in the day.
Happy Gilmore.
No, his production company.
Oh.
And this is when Jack and Jill, this was when Kevin James was starring in Zookeeper and that fucking wrestling movie. This was when, just the same year, Adam Sandler released That's My Boy, which I am really debating whether or not to show you that because it's really bad. It's honestly really bad. If you want to see a fucking,
horrible movie.
It's really bad. It's really
anyway,
bad. But this was just when that movie came out, like a couple months beforehand, and people had enough of his shit. People were like,
but he wasn't even like doing anything in it. He was voice acting.
It doesn't matter. People thought, because his whole alumni came to voice in the movie, and so that's why people were like, oh, it's Adam Sandler and his friends, it's just going to be more of that lowbrow humor. When Adam Sandler did not write it, he was a producer on it, but he didn't write it. He was just voice acting in it. And he calmed himself down to the point of where, like, his voice acting in here is really great. It is honestly really great. It's one of those voice acting roles that is just, I honestly think it's like, it was better for his career, and I think that he, like, no other actor, like, if they got any other actor, it wouldn't even make a difference, but with Adam Sandler, honestly, I think it works so perfectly, and he does, like, such a great job with it. Like, people don't know that he's a good comedic actor, but he's also a really great dramatic actor. And when he sells, like, the moment, like, where he sells the scenes about, like, his wife dying and, like, him being upset, and, like, you can tell he's fucking acting his ass off, and it's like, so
I think out of all the movies I've seen Adam Sandler, this is probably, like, the best role I think he's been in. This and Uncut Gems were probably like the best roles he's been in, if I had to be completely honest with you. While Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison were kind of second, in my opinion. They're both tied for second.
Well, you haven't seen Punch Drunk Love yet, and that's also a really great Adam Sandler performance.
Yeah, but we'll do that another time. Anyway, So, another thing I want to ask about the first movie, because we keep going so off topic.
I don't care. I don't care.
I know you don't care.
This is enjoyable for me.
I know, but I also want to make sure we, are staying at least a little bit on topic.
Okay.
Because I know you want this to be fun, and we're going to make it fun.
We are making it fun.
Yeah. So, I guess let me ask, what's something about this movie that, I'm trying to think of a good question. I'm trying to think about, like, my normal questions I ask, but I'm also trying to make it a little bit fun. Okay, so I guess who is your favorite character in this movie? If you had to pick.
Well, Dracula has always been one of my favorite animated characters. And I'm not just talking about the voice acting, I'm not just talking about his character, how he's written in general. I'm talking about the fucking animation for him.
Yeah.
Because he is... I don't know how the fuck they animated somebody like that. I don't know how. Even when I looked through the fucking rendering process, they must have fucking they must have injected some fucking magic into that computer system. But I don't know how. Even when I watched the rendering process of how it's done in the behind the scenes features, in the commentaries, and everything like that, I still don't know how it's still made. I honestly think that they sold their soul to the devil to make his fucking movements, because the way that he's like, the way he carries himself, the way that he just like slides around the floor even if you can't see his feet move, the way his fucking, the way how the cape is animated, they had to have a whole crew just to animate his fucking cape.
Oh Lord.
And it's like, that's like, I'm sorry if this is really weird.
It's not weird.
His cape gives me chills the way it's animated.
My goodness.
Just his cape.
Like, there are so many scenes where his cape actually does shit, and it's like, how the fuck you having this fucking cape doing, like, somersaults and bullshit? How the fuck? And it just baffles me how they
his
do
cape
that.
is a different entity.
His cape needs a fucking show, if I can say that. Anyway, so I guess... Since I know this, you kind of grew up with this franchise.
I grew up with it. I honestly did.
What's something about this franchise that you've enjoyed that they've done over time with it? And what is something that you wish they could have improved on?
Being fun, honestly. I would rather see a fun movie that has, like, story flaws in it. But I can still find it enjoyable and fun through, like, the visuals and, like, how the characters interact with each other. I could still find that fun despite the story flaws. Instead of like an average story with average animation, like let's say every fucking Illumination movie ever fucking made. Like people make the argument all the time like that Sony is better than Illumination, and that is true because
I can see that.
Because with everything that's Illumination has ever really done,
it's
like,
just average.
They never have impressed me. Illumination has never impressed me once. And Sony continues to fucking impress me. So...
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about the Hotel Transylvania franchise. I'm talking about literally...
A lot of stuff in general. Like Spider-Verse, definitely.
Spider-Verse, definitely.
Which we should definitely do a review
They're
on
doing
eventually.
other stuff, too, with, like, other... Like, they're giving people with actual fucking animation... Like, they did animation their whole life, TV animation, and they're putting them on the big screen. And I think that's just,
like basically what Gimby was doing.
It's important to see that. It's
yeah,
important to
it really
see that.
is.
It's important to see that, hey, not everybody has to be a fucking Pixar. And that's another reason why people criticize Sony. That they're just lowbrow, like, comedy-centric movies. But they're not. Not every single not every single animation studio is Pixar. I don't think every animation studio should even be like DreamWorks. Like, It's not that. Sony is Sony, and that's why it still continues to be like my favorite animation company to this day.
Yeah, like, okay, so I know you said it's really fun. Okay, what's something that you feel like they should have improved on in each movie? That something that you noticed that they still kept in, even though you didn't like it, in like the movies, and at least in this movie in general, before we like wrap up with this section of the podcast and start talking about the second one.
It's not really so much with the first one. It's more having to do with the second and third. So I'm going to bring those up one then. But I want to talk about a little bit of the story of the first one a little bit more, since you haven't really said anything much about the story of the first one.
Okay, so I guess let's talk about the story.
Yeah, what did you like about it?
I actually liked the way that they did Dracula's character and, like, his arcs and stuff like that. Like, he was dealing with loss and the fact that he didn't want to deal with that loss again for his daughter. Mm-hmm. He was trying to, even though I understand the idea of him trying to, like, be a little bit overprotective. I understand that he
Was it too much, though?
I feel like in some circumstances, yes, it was too much. However, I can see what they were trying to do with it. They're trying to show that he just wants to protect his daughter, but he should have done it in not so, like, of a overprotective way. Like, you know what I mean? They could have done it and, like, toned it down a little bit.
Not so much of a... Is it xenophobe? Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
I don't know. Hatred towards humans.
I don't know what the term is, but he should have, like, it. He can have, like, his apprehensions about it, but he should at least, you know, try and understand it. Like, it's like you're learning a new language or a new culture. You have, even though there's only so much you know at the time, you have to learn to be open-minded and try and understand what your kid's going through and stuff like that. And that's, I feel like that lesson is something that everybody should know. And I feel like just the idea of this, like, Dracula doesn't want his kid to go out yet because he's worried that she's going to get hurt or something like that, or go through something that she's going to regret. I feel like that's something that kids can relate to. Mm-hmm. Like, I guess I'll use an example. Like, say your kid is, like, gay or trans, and, like, they want to come out to the world about it, but the parents are kind of, like, not really wanting them to do that.
That's
they kind
not
of
really an analogy for the second movie. It's just
not for the second.
I mean, the first one. It's not an analogy for the first one because you already have that. You already have that message spread out that Mavis does not want to be, like, you know, treated like a little kid anymore, and she just wants to go out and see the world. And Dracula's like, well, I don't really like the outside world because it's infested by like creatures that I despise, that I hate, and I'm afraid you're gonna get hurt. But, like, I got the message that his prejudice against humans was more overpowering than the love for his daughter,
which honestly is kind of sad because I feel like the love should have, like, outweighed that, but apparently it didn't, and that's something that I feel like he should have, like, caught that, like, earlier than he did. I feel like there was a lot of circumstances where Dracula could have caught it earlier, but he just didn't. And that was something I was a little disappointed about. But then everybody learned stuff differently. So I don't really give that much hate on that, just because everybody learns their lesson differently. Some people just have to learn it the fucking hard way, and some people just have to learn it simple. So it entirely depends on a person's perspective, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can get the criticisms of Dracula's character, like, you know, why it might cross the line for some point why am I cross the line for some than others, and, like, you know, how people can get really annoyed with this character, and, like, I understand that. I understand why it could get even painful in the second movie, because you're like, well, you already learned this fucking lesson, why do you need to learn it again? But
we'll bring it up when we talk.
Yeah, I'll bring it up when I talk, because I actually have a really interesting point to make about that. But
okay, so I guess my last question, or is there anything else you want to say about the first movie before I bring the last question?
Yes,
that isn't very long.
Johnny.
Johnny who?
Jonathan. Johnny.
I thought you were about to say Johnny Depp at first. I thought you were about to say Johnny Depp, and I'm like, Johnny Depp is not in this.
Yeah, I was about to mention Johnny Depp in Corpse right now. I'm just no. What I was gonna say, Johnny did not annoy me. He's never really annoyed me. In fact, I find him more entertaining now than I ever did back. Now I didn't get him, honestly. I didn't get why Mavis fell for somebody like that, but now I do. I'm like, you know what, go for it. Go for it,
Yeah.
because he's like he is a fun character.
I agree with you on that one. He's a good character. He's one of those characters that's like, I feel like he's well-rounded enough that
He could have been very annoying, honestly.
like it's either to the point where you're good or you're annoying, and he is the balance of endearing, which is good, not the annoying little bitch.
Damn.
I'm not trying to be a butt, but I'm just saying, like,
Damn.
he could have been one of those annoying characters, but I'm glad that they didn't do that. That's, like, so fucking great. Especially because, like, you have to deal with him for 3 movies. So, I'm glad
Even though he's not in much at all in the 3 movies.
I know.
They kind of written him out.
Well, that's what I don't understand. Like, why did they, like... Well, not really written him out.
It's because they had to add more characters, and that's a flaw. That's another flaw that I should probably add to the fucking list of Hotel Transylvania Flaws Part 20.
Honey.
Too many fucking characters.
But we can talk about that at the end. Look, whatever you have to say about the flaws, we'll talk about at the end, because we're talking about 3 movies, honey.
I like Jonathan. I like how they built the relationship with Mavis. I think that the relationship between him and Dracula could have been a little bit more fleshed out.
Yeah.
Because it's just like... Literally, Dracula was pretty much like, told him to leave or he would kill him. And then the next scene, they're surfing tables. Like, something's not adding up.
Yeah,
here.
it's either something happened that they didn't fucking put in the movie. Because there's sometimes where that happens, where, like, they make a scene, but they were like, oh, this doesn't fit in the movie, let's take it out. But it doesn't make any sense.
I think there was... I gotta remember, because I remember being in love with this movie and I wanting to know everything about it. And I think there was maybe a deleted scene that was supposed to be in the movie but got cut. And
because that happens sometimes. Like, for me, I know a couple movies that have done that. Example, like Wall-E, there was like a couple scenes where couple incidences where that happened. Mm-hmm. Like, they were supposed to include the scenes. Like, they were already animated, at least enough to where it was almost like completed like the movie. But hey God. But they ended up taking it out and stuff like that, which, like, it made sense in the final production, but it's something, like, I feel like they could have done differently.
Yeah.
But it didn't really, like, add or take away anything to the movie. It just was kind of there.
If you want to listen to more of, like, behind-the-scenes features, just listen to the commentary track. Like, get the DVDs, listen to the commentary track, what Gendy has to say, and, like, you know, because it's really interesting, because it talks about his perspective on working on the movie, and what, like, I talk about the first movie's commentary track, like, what he had to work with, because it was already mostly a completed movie by the time he got on.
Yeah.
He changed it. He changed it to where it would fit his brand and his, like, style. I think he succeeded in that. Even though, like, the other 2 movies, like, exemplimented his style more. If there's one thing I can say about these movies, you know that Gendy directed it. You know Gendy's fucking fingerprints are on this.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate, because you don't see really... like, it's odd. You don't see much animated movies where a lot of the directors put their fingerprints on it. And it's sad, because that's why people don't really take animation probably that seriously, is because they think it's all done by a committee, a group of people, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, some it's only done by, like, a couple people or, like, one person.
Even with Pixar, like, Pete Docter, like, who else? Pete Docter, who's the other... The former little creep that was John Lasseter. I can't think. You see, that's how really fucking, like,
deep into this that my partner got.
No, that's how, like, obscure that, like, you know, the animation directors are. I can't even tell them fucking apart. But I can list Genndy Tartakovsky. I can list Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Yeah. I can list those people, but I can't list others, so that's a good thing about it. Yeah. That's a really good thing.
Okay, so I guess last thing we'll talk about before we wrap up at least the first movie section. So, I guess, what is the most memorable scene to you in the first movie.
In the first movie.
And
like funny or
I don't care. Whatever brought like some kind of significance to you. I don't care if it's funny, if it's sad. What is the best moment?
There's a lot of good scenes.
So that's why I picked which is the best one in your opinion. You can pick one.
Here, you answer the question.
For me personally, I feel like the best scene was Dracula basically going to tell Johnny that you need to come back and just be with my daughter, because he that's when he realized right then and there that he fucked up. Like, that's literally, like, the little light bulb in his brain being like, oh, shit, I fucked up shit. I fucked everything up. How did I not notice this before? Kind of bullshit like that. It's like, how do I explain it? It's literally like you're in a room and the light bulb is burnt out.
I like that.
And you have to, like, turn it and, like, take it out and replace it with a new one. And that's when you realize you fuck shit up. Right then and there.
I like that you didn't mention any of the, like, actual gags that were like, you didn't mention a funny scene or anything like that, like, which is mainly why it is there. It is a comedy, after all.
I know,
I guess you're valid. You're valid in thinking about it.
But, like, that's probably my favorite scene. I still like the comedy and stuff in it, but that was probably the scene that got me when I first saw it in the theaters. Like, that was the thing that got me.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like that rush where you understand, like, oh, fuck, I fucked shit up. Yeah. But then you realize, oh, I need to fix it. And then when you fix it, you feel like that sigh of relief. Like, you have the adrenaline, and then it just goes, poof, gone.
Well, for me, the funny scenes are all, like, they all have the same energy to me. They're all fucking funny as shit. But they're all the same energy to me. And it's like just a sweet blast whenever a funny scene comes on, and it's just like they let the animation do its wacky thing, and it's just like what they do, like, I guess, like when they play with like how these creatures act. And, like, you know, every single time, like, the introduction scene for every single one of the monsters is really, really good.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Like, them, like, saying, oh, my old friend, the werewolf, oh, my old friend Frankenstein. Like, that's a really, really good introduction scene.
Yeah, like, that was, I agree, was a really good introduction scene. I'm happy that they did the way they did. Just, fucking werewolf, stop having children! You have way too many children!
That's not my favorite scene in the movie.
I know, but that's the one thing that bothered me. That's like the one thing that bothered me in all three fucking movies.
You? That's a joke.
That's a little pet peeve.
That's a joke.
I know, but dude.
Okay.
How the fuck are you supposed to feed that many mouths?
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, that's not my favorite scene though.
What's your favorite scene?
It's not even a comedy scene. It's where Dracula is in his bedroom with Jonathan, and it's him telling him what happened to his wife.
Okay, that's a really good scene too. Damn it, I should have said that one.
Well, too late. I'm taking your scene away from
know.
You. I'm taking it and I'm taking it and marrying it to me.
Honey, I get it.
I'm stealing it from you.
Oh Lord.
But no, I really like that scene mainly because of Adam Sandler's voice acting.
Yeah, I agree.
It sells that scene. It makes that scene. I live for that scene. The way that he suddenly can, like, go from, oh, hey, I'm a happy vampire. That's, like, I don't know what that was like.
I don't even know either. What are you even doing?
I was like, hey, I'm a happy vampire. Like that. And like, wacky and shit. And, like, the way his voice kind of monotones and goes into, like, a deep growl when he's talking about, like, humans and what they did to his wife. Like, that is some voice acting for your ass right there. And, like, it's like, and I think that's the confirmation where he realizes that, like, Jonathan
is different than everyone else.
Well, not only that, but he's like, I think that's the confirmation of me where he's starting to see Jonathan as an acquaintance, a friend. Like, I think that's the scene, not the fucking table scene. I think
that was kind of just like
That
some
was a
wacky
fun
shit.
himbo scene. That table scene
What?
was a fun himbo.
Fun
scene.
himbo. Why himbo?
They're fun himbos. That's
Oh
the
my
whole.
god.
That's the whole point of the table scene. They're fun himbos.
Which movie had like the funny scene we literally like rewinded like 3 fucking times?
That's not it. No,
Wait, was that from the first movie?
No. Let me get to my point.
I need to talk about that
No,
scene.
the table scene was a fun himbos having fun scene. The scene where they're in Dracula's room is the serious scene.
And then the table scene is just like, fuck, look at this. Look what we can do.
Yeah, look what we can do with our animation and reference Star Wars. But
wait, they referenced Star Wars?
yeah, that was a reference.
Does everyone fucking reference Star Wars?
Yeah, that was a reference to like the I think it was like I don't remember. He said that it was a fucking Star Wars reference, but anyway, that.
Oh my gosh, everyone fucking references Star Wars.
Well, he did Clone Wars.
That's
the
different.
2D Clone Wars.
That's different.
Clearly, Tartakovsky loves his Clone Wars.
That's different. But like, okay, that's another pet peeve I could talk about for another day. Okay.
What, Star Wars references in media?
In everything.
My God, like we can't reference a
Look,
big.
I have nothing against the franchise for Star Wars. However,
Cool, I've never
they
seen
reference it for everything.
Cool, I've never seen it. It doesn't
I've
bother
never
me.
seen it either. Yeah, we've never seen Star Wars.
I saw the first one, and I
I've
thought it
never
was
seen it.
okay. Like,
The only one I've seen Star Wars was Clone Wars. That's literally it. And that's the only one I fucking cared about.
I might watch the 2D Clone Wars one day, but that's about it. But I think Adam Sandler carries. He literally carries like 1/4 of this movie on his back. Where are you going?
I'm getting something. I'm hot and thirsty.
Mari, we've been talking about the first movie for 46 minutes.
I know. That's why I'm hot. Because we're really talking about this movie for like 46 minutes.
Oh, my voice is gonna die.
Your voice is literally gonna die by the end of this.
I know, because I'm yelling everything.
Also, do you want a Kit Kat?
No, because that's just gonna make my voice. But
Fuck it, I'm having a Kit Kat. Sorry, people, I had to have a Kit Kat.
yeah.
This part should probably be deleted from the video.
No, I'm gonna keep it in.
You're gonna keep this shit in?
Yes, because I'm still talking about the scene.
Anyway.
So yeah, I think that's when they become friends, and I think that's probably some of Adam Sandler's best acting that he's ever did in his career. Was that fucking scene?
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I really love that scene a lot. I think that.
Wait, that was the second movie. That
No.
was the second movie where the funny thing happened.
Yeah, but I just wanted to like bring that scene out real quick. I think
That's fine.
I think you got across about the pain that Dracula's feeling, even like him confronting his own prejudice, and like finally saying like, even though they fucking backtracked it on literally the second movie, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me because this whole continuity with the Hotel Transylvania movies does not matter to me because for one, it's a comedy.
Yeah, but continuity, like, you don't have to have continuity in everything.
Yeah.
As long as it makes sense. However,
Well-
if it doesn't make sense, then it fucks everything
Well,
up.
you want to know a small continuity thing?
What?
It said that Dracula could throat swell if he got garlic, but in the third movie, he literally has garlic and he just farts.
That's what I don't understand! That was the one...
No, there's a lot.
We'll talk about
I can
that.
list every single one.
We will talk about that near the end. We will talk about our flaws near the end. Because I don't want to get sidetracked.
But yeah,
You got anything else to say about the first movie before we give our rating?
Has great music. Actually, I think like Mark Zuckerberg like really like he does a lot of like Mark Zuckerberg does a lot of more corny like film scores. He does a lot of he's one of those people that has like he's in a lot of his music is in a lot of things. I just think Hotel Transylvania has probably some of the best I'm going to say it. It it has a very memorable score. More memorable than half of the stuff that's being produced in animation right now. So
Which kind of sucks.
I just like the music. I love the music. It's really good. It's really good. And every time I listen to the music, I can think of, oh, this was from this scene. So,
yeah.
it's really good. So, what would you give Hotel Transylvania, the first one?
I actually want to hear your rating first, because who mostly does the ratings first, me or you? Because
I don't care.
I guess for me, I really did like the movie. I really did. So, I guess if I had to pick...
But it's not your favorite of all time.
It's not my favorite movie of all time.
And
but
for that, I'll kill you, because you...
No!
I'm just kidding.
Okay, look. I'm going to explain this really quick.
Why is it your favorite movie of all time, Mari, before I strike you down with lightning?
Okay, please stop. Okay, look. Personally for me, and this is nothing against the movie itself, nothing against anything else, okay?
You hate Adam Sandler.
No, I don't. I actually like a lot of his movies. I don't hate him. There's some things I wish he could have done better, but I don't hate the guy. I actually like a lot of his movies he's in.
You know, after you see That's My Boy, you're not gonna feel the same way.
Probably, but for now, I think his stuff is good.
Oh, like,
and if it's one of those movies, then we'll just pretend it never existed.
Wait, can I say one more thing?
Fine.
You should see Little Nicky. Have you seen Little Nicky?
No.
It's where he's like, I don't know if he's the son or the nephew.
Oh, we talk about Adam Sandler for the whole podcast, honey.
Yes, because he's in the fucking movies. But, you should see, you know what Little Nicky is?
No.
It's where, I don't remember if he's the son or the nephew, but he's like, in Little Nicky, he's like a relative of Satan, and he goes to Earth.
Okay, we're done talking about this. Okay, let's give our ratings. And look, honey, we've literally talked about the first movie for an hour. We haven't even covered the second two.
I should watch Little Nicky.
Anyway, I'm giving my rating. Okay, I have nothing against.
He has little.
Shut up.
He has his face photoshopped on ants.
Do I really need to know this right now?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
I'm being a himbo right now.
You're not being a himbo. I love you, but damn it, what are you doing? Anyway, I'm glad you're at least having fun with this like I am.
So much fun.
I'm really glad.
Anyway, why don't you like this movie as much
I
as I
don't
do?
hate the movie. Look, I like the movie, okay? I actually like the movie. However, it's not my favorite movie of all time. I personally feel like there's better movies out there.
What?
Sometimes it's one of those things where you can't really understand why you don't like it as much as other
Mari,
movies.
why don't you like this masterpiece?
I can't really describe
of the universe.
This is what I don't know what it is for me. This is one of those movies that somehow I didn't have the hugest bond with, even though I like it and respect it. I respect the way it does things. I respect the animation of it. I respect how they do the lessons in it.
I respect what it did. It changed
that
the industry.
too. However, I don't understand personally, and this is something I never understood at all. I never understood at all why I didn't connect with these movies, and it's still something I don't understand. But I do.
Well, can you give
it.
a hint of why? Like,
I really don't.
Can you give a guess? Then why?
I think my guess is like normally for me, I have to have a character I really like that will push me to watch the whole thing. Like, for me, I think I can name an example. Let me think of an example. Like
Steven Universe.
I'm not okay. I reference Steven Universe all the time, but this is the one time I'm not gonna fucking reference it.
Thank God. Even though Rebecca Sugar worked on this fucking movie.
Yes, she actually worked on this movie, and that made me happy. However, I'm gonna try not to bring Steven Universe in this one, just because I talk about it so much.
I'm surprised she even breathed in the same room as Tartakovsky. Like, how dare you try to take air away from this man?
This has already been an hour. Okay, look. Okay, let me finish. Fine. Thank you. I love you, but thank you. Okay, so the thing with me and this, there was character. Okay, I'm gonna name this with the character from a recent show I've seen that I really like. It's like with Owl House. Owl House, when I first saw it, and I saw Luce as a character, I got hooked on her immediately.
Okay.
This was what I think the thing with this movie is there wasn't a character I got hooked on immediately with. And that's probably something that for me is a key thing when it comes to movies. I have to find that character that I hook, that I connect with on like a spiritual fucking level. And for some reason, it wasn't in this movie, which I don't know why. Or at least in the other two movies. Well, the third, maybe, but it wasn't that big. Anyway, that's probably the thing with me when it comes to like certain movies. I have to have a character I like connect to in some kind of way. But I didn't in this one this series for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, I will admit, the first one does go by at a really quick pace. And it's really like, you're just there for laughs and giggles.
Like, I'm not trying to downplay this movie. I like the movie. I enjoy the movie. I just wish it had a character I could have hooked onto, I guess, is probably the thing that I wish I could have got from it. Because I'm happy that you're very passionate about it.
Oh, the character was, for me, the atmosphere. And, like...
The atmosphere is not a character, honey.
I know, I love the look of this movie. I love... Go get the art book. Honestly, go get the art book and just flip through all the, like, you know, little corridors that they have throughout this hotel. And the fact that they, like, designed this place to be so fucking interesting.
Okay, so I'm giving my rating now. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Damn.
Okay.
That's a higher rating than I thought he would.
I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. The animation...
Saves it.
Is honestly saves it, to be completely honest with you. The animation's really good. It's one of the better animated movies I've seen that is 3D. I'm happy that they did what they did with it.
Mm-hmm.
I will deduct 2 points because I couldn't find a character I could relate to and with me personally. But that's me, okay?
That's it? That's all the flaws you can find?
I would rather just list them all at the end.
Okay.
We have like two. Like, I'm not trying to be a butt, but we already have like 2 other movies to cover for this thing, and we've already talked an hour about this one. I guarantee you this is going to be a long ass podcast to fucking upload.
I told you it was going to be long,
which is fine.
I guess my rating.
Yeah, what's your rating for the first one at least?
Oh my god!
Like, we're gonna
now you're gonna make me want to like rate it more than you.
Look. We're going to rate the first movie, talk about the second one, rate that, talk about the third one, rate that, and then we'll rate the franchise as a whole and give our flaws.
Okay. Well, I clearly like it better than you do.
I swear.
This is a childhood movie, and I will forever respect it into getting me back into animation to appreciate the art of just
animation in general.
Animate, but also just to bring back some fucking fun into animated films again, because I have not seen it since then. I really
Which is sad.
have not. And like the last thing I ever got excited for in terms of animation, like since when I'm talking to you right now, has been Spider-Verse. And that came out 2018?
Yeah, which we definitely should do a review on Spider-Verse eventually, but not for a while, because we've still got a bunch of Halloween movies to discuss, and that's technically not a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
We're trying to get through, like, maybe a Thanksgiving thing.
Even then.
And then, like, Christmas.
Even then, I have not been more passionate about a movie in my life more than this movie.
Yeah.
And even though I am very passionate about it, and I can talk about it for hours and hours on end, and why it's such a great masterpiece, I'll probably make a thumbnail video, like a clickbait video saying why Hotel Transylvania is one of the greatest fucking animated franchises of all time.
You can do that on your channel if you want to, which they have a
here's
channel.
Why, yada, yada, yada. I could probably do that, but I still have to give it a critical rating, and I still have to judge it now.
Yes.
So,
when was the last time you saw this movie?
When was the last time I saw Hotel Transylvania? The full movie? 3 days ago.
The first movie you saw 3 days ago?!
I literally I look at these movies before we watch them, Mari.
How many movies do you watch before we watch it?
If they're the ones that I've already looked at. I haven't looked at the ones that we both haven't seen. So
okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Give your rating so we can move on. I love you, but give your rating already.
Okay, my rating. I
It's like pulling teeth. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a butt.
It's a 9.
Okay, thank you.
It's a
9 out of 10.
It's a 9. I will forever love this movie, and I don't think.
Okay, so that's it for the first movie. Okay, first movie done.
Also, the credits are really, really cool.
Yes, please watch the credits at least the beginning credits because they're fucking great. Anyway, let's talk about the second movie, please. I'm not trying to be a butt, but I just want to not dwell on the one movie for like an hour.
We already did.
Why?
Because I'm passionate, damn it.
Okay.
And I have not even said half the shit. Okay.
Okay.
So,
give the synopsis for Hotel Transylvania 2. This came out in 2015.
2015.
Put Plushie Mari back.
But I love her. She's so cute.
I know she's cute, and I know like the regular, like your plushie's cute too. But we doing a podcast, honey. Put me back.
Anyway, okay, so Hotel Transylvania 2 came out in 2015. Do you want me to give the synopsis or do you?
I'll do it.
Go for it.
So Johnny and Mavis get married.
Yes.
Dracula's still the overprotective son of a bitch that he is.
He's always gonna be an overprotective son of a bitch. That's his fucking character.
That is his fucking character. And I'll tell you why that's both a flaw and something interesting. Later.
Okay.
But they get married. They have a kid.
The kid's fucking adorable.
The kid's adorable. Yes, he is. But Dracula's afraid because he might not turn out as a vampire. So pretty much Dracula tries to force his fangs to come out for the rest of the movie. That's the plot. So that they don't move.
Okay. I will admit this. That's the one thing I did not like about the second movie. Just the way that they decided to do the plot in general. Because...
Okay.
Sorry, I was drinking water.
You know what? I'm going to try to not drink anything throughout this entire duration of the podcast, and my voice is going to be so bad.
You are literally going to get dehydrated. Go get water.
No.
Yes.
I'm going to try and do this without water. Okay.
Are you trying to get dehydrated?
Continue with your thought.
Okay. Fine. Yeet us the bottle away. Okay. Ignore that. Okay, so what were your thoughts about the second movie compared to the first?
I want to hear your thoughts because you said that this was better than the first.
No, I said the first one was better than the second, but this one, I didn't like the plot as much in this one as I did the first one. Like, not like, okay, I like the fact that they had a kid. I like the fact they got married. I don't like the fact that Dracula was trying to force upon this kid to get fangs for, like, the entire fucking movie. That was not needed.
I did not like that either.
That was not needed.
But
why the fuck would you make that the entire movie? Okay.
I think there's a point, but I'm going to let you go off first.
Okay, look. I like the idea that they got married. That was beautiful. I like the idea that they have a kid. I also like the way she told Dracula that she was pregnant. That was, like, the best way to tell that she was pregnant.
What did you find about that scene that was the best way?
She did it so casually, but wanted to, like, add a little bit of surprise to it and tried to, like, you know, make it, like, fun. She tried to make it fun and, like, a really good surprise because he wanted to be a granddad kind of thing. It's like that moment where, like...
Vampire.
Whatever, you get what I mean.
The fucking puns in this franchise.
Yes, I do like the puns, though. There's a lot of really good puns in this.
Oh my god.
That I wish I would use, but I can't. Anyway, so... yeah. That's I do like the movie. I just don't like the way they do the plot in this movie. I feel like the one thing they should have changed with this movie, if I really had to change anything, would be the fucking plot. The first half, good. The second half of the plot... they did not need to be needed.
Okay.
In my personal opinion. Okay. What did you think about the second movie? Go.
Well, I hyped it up when I wanted to go see it because I love that first one so much, and then those hypes died down really quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. here's the interesting thing about this. I do not think that this is good as the first movie.
Yeah.
I think that this is a downgrade in terms of how simplified that first story was. To be completely honest, the first one was a very simplified story. It knew what it was going to do. It knew what its side characters were to be. It knew what to focus on. And that was the main three characters. Now you got the main three characters, plus the side characters, plus the kid, plus
everybody else.
Plus the last third, which is just rush, in my opinion.
I will admit, though, I think the ending was good for this movie. I liked the fight scene. That was, like, my favorite part of the second movie. The fucking fight scene.
Everybody complains about everybody complains about...
the fight scene?
No, everybody complains about how the third act of the movie is. And that's why it probably is not...
I actually like the third act.
Yeah, but people, it's just Deus Ex Machina, because that's what it's supposed to be. Everybody gets their fucking happy ending, and every kid gets that. The kids get the fight scene and the dance number. It all ends all, sugar-coated happy, which I get it. It's a comedy. But the way it's done, it's people think that it's really cliched, and it's really, just kid, typical kid film, yada yada bullshit.
Yeah.
And, I understand that completely. And I understand why people, adults mainly who watch these movies can get sick of that. Oh, if they had to see it in every single fucking movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't blame them for something like that. I don't blame them for thinking that this plot is very cluttered. It is very cluttered. It is very cluttered. It has way more characters than it probably should have.
Yeah.
And
it really does. Look, I understand the idea of introducing a bunch of characters.
Too much plot is trying to be shoehorned into this hour and a half movie, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah. This is the thing with me. I don't mind the idea of having a large cast of characters. However,
yeah,
you have to be able to balance all that fucking out.
You can't just have all the fucking characters on the screen and them just pretty much sitting back and doing nothing, because that's pretty much just... That is fanfic writing at this point.
Yeah.
That is...
And also the fact that, CeeLo Green doesn't even voice the mummy for the other two, and Keto Mike and Keen voice him.
Well, I think that's because he got a DUI.
He got a fucking DUI? What the fuck?
I think that's because he got, I don't remember. I think he got in trouble with the law, so that's why they didn't get him for the sequels.
Okay, that explains that. Okay, because I thought that was confusing. I'm like, wait, he sounds different.
Yeah.
Who is this?
But honest to God, I think Keegan-Michael Key is honestly better.
I agree, he is better, but that was the one thing I noticed, right then and there.
Yeah.
For me, it takes a while for me to get used to new voice actors and stuff for certain things. I'll give an example.
He was not that different. I did not notice him at all.
I know, but for me, I noticed a slight difference. Here's the thing with me, and I'll give the best example I can, which is the 2012 TMNT Nick show. Mm-hmm. The thing, I don't know if you know this or not, because I was really big into this series.
Seth Green did the voice?
Listen, here's the thing. 3 different people have voiced Leonardo throughout the entire fucking franchise. Mm-hmm. The first season, it was the guy that was in the pilot. The second season, I believe, I think it was the second season, it was definitely the second season. He got voiced by the same guy that played him in the video game for the series. And then Seth Green voiced him through the rest of the series, thankfully, because he had 3 different voice actors.
Seth Green's a short motherfucker.
Yes, but this was the thing. Seth Green did voice Leonardo in the 2012 TMNT series, which I want to eventually do a podcast with you on, because I love that series!
Can you imagine Seth Green did a voice in Hotel Transylvania?
I don't know how I would feel about that, but anyway, that's something I definitely would like to do. The 2012 Nick series is definitely one I would like to do a podcast with you on, because I want to watch it with you. I love it so much. It's my favorite TMNT TV series that I've watched. Not the favorite movie. I
like that we totally differentiated from the...
But that's the one I could think of, because it relates to this in some kind of way.
We went from HT to TMNT.
Shut up!
Anyway, so that's why, like, I'm tying into that, because they changed, like, the voice actor, like, after the first movie.
I don't think it's all that important.
But I feel like but you don't understand. The person that played him, all the people that played him were drastically different. All the people that played Leonardo were drastically different.
Yeah, but in a side role
But
character.
the only reason Seth Green worked for the plot was because of a different thing,
Mari,
which I'll talk about
you're
later.
talking about a totally different thing.
Which I'll talk about on another occasion.
We are talking about Hotel Transylvania
I'm
2
sorry.
that is not as good as the first Hotel Transylvania.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And
I had
why
to get
it
into
is
that.
not like that, but we still like it anyway because it includes fun, wholesome family moments.
Yes. Okay. So, sorry about that. Let me get back on topic.
Yes.
It's literally been an hour. Oh my fucking gosh.
Yeah.
I love you, and I love that you're very passionate about this, but we are taking so gosh darn long with this review.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so, something I do want to ask you about. So, what is something in this movie that you feel like could have been improved on?
Well, I would have to fix every single animated sequel out there if I wanted to do this.
Honey, not every sequel is
It
bad.
is. They all follow the same thing. There's too many characters. There's like literally too many plot lines that are going on, and the story is not that good. And normally the characters take a backseat. Like, you know, they normally had to learn the same lesson again. It's either the first characters from the first movie learn the same lesson that they already did again, or it is the children of the characters that learn the same lesson over and over again. And I'm tired of that shit. Like, come on, can we like get some fucking progress in like, you know, and like, yeah, it like makes fucking progress with like how
Other
these characters
characters.
interact with each other and stuff like that. But in terms of like actual written dialogue or script, it doesn't really.
Yeah, it's literally the same fucking plot, but they just mix it around. They're like, oh, let's do this instead, or let's do this instead. But it's not that bad in a sense, in my opinion. Look, this is something I feel like people need to understand. Not all sequels are bad.
No, I'm not
Not
saying
all of them are
I'm not saying
bad.
all of them are bad. I'm saying all of them are mid-level tier. All of them
Well, not
are
all of them.
mid-level or low
Watch
tier.
us find a good sequel, and you'll.
I'm saying there's good sequels out there, but I'm saying they're so rare. They're so far between that it's kind of like, you know, you expect a sequel to not be as good as the first. And that's a shame, but it's just something that happens because it's just something that I think just happens with projects in general. Once you make like a first one, you are really passionate about that first one, and then for the second one, you have to follow that up. And I just don't think people are as passionate with follow-ups as they are with original projects.
Yeah.
So that's just the whole thing. I could go into that for a long time, but
Let's try not to go too deep into it, just because we've already talked about.
let's talk about something that is meant to be talked about. What did you think of the allegory in this movie?
What do you mean? Define allegory.
The allegory of them saying, like, you know, the humans and the monsters discriminating over each other. Like the humans were like, mainly Johnny's family, but the humans were like, oh, like, you know, we're gonna treat you like, you know, now that you exist, like, you know, we're gonna treat you with kindness and respect, but we're also going to lay on these stereotypes.
Which is ridiculous.
And like
some of them are kind of stupid.
And also Dracula was also doing the same thing too. He was like, oh, like this human-y thing, this, like, you know, this thing that is not as superior as my kind, or stuff like that. And was just trying to force on Dennis the whole fucking movie. Like,
yeah, and it gets kind of bad to the point where it's like
it gets bad.
Like,
but
literally by like the end of the movie, like the beginning of the third half, I was already annoyed with
he
Dracula.
Almost kills the fucking kid.
Yeah.
He almost kills him. And I'm surprised you didn't get like a bigger reaction out of that.
This was the one time where like it bothered me, but I didn't want to let that influence the rest of the story. Because
it was a joke.
Yes, that's the only reason I didn't want to say anything, is because they're technically doing it as a joke. So I held my tongue and I'm like, fuck this shit. I might as well just deal with it. Anyway, so last thing we'll talk about before, I want
to mention a little bit something about that discriminatory thing.
Fine.
You are so done.
I'm not trying to be. It's just
Mari.
It's a lot to deal with.
You don't know what you guys are looking at, but Mari's giving me this face like, I just kind of want to be done. But no, Mari, I'm not done. You're going to have to sit there for another hour.
It is almost 12:30. We're literally recording this at night for anyone who wants to know.
For my fucking vampire ass to, like, stay up for fucking eternity. But I want to mention something.
Fine.
That I think is very interesting. And yes, you could see it as a flaw. And by all means, I see it as a flaw at the same time. But I think it's really interesting. And I've not really seen another animated film do this.
All right, and this is the last thing we're talking about before we do a rating.
And maybe because this is number 2. And a lot of animated movies don't get sequels. And if they do, they don't really
do much with it.
They don't do much with it at all. Here, I think the way that Dracula's character, while it is, you can see it as a step back because he's learning the exact same fucking lesson that he went in the first movie. I think that this is interesting because it plays along with the first movie.
Yes.
I think it plays along with the first movie. The turning point of where that, it was the one line in the second movie where I think it like kind of flipped the script and got me kind of thinking a little bit. It was the line where Mavis confronts her father about almost fucking killing her son and like putting him in danger and like trying to force him to be something that he might not be. And the line was maybe you let humans into your hotel, but I don't think you let them into your heart. And I think that plays along with the first movie in a way. Because yes, he did allow Jonathan into his and Mavis's life, and he did let her marry her and like start a family and like let him into the family somewhat. But
I wasn't completely embracing it.
His prejudice is still deeply rooted. It might not be rooted in hate like the first movie, but it is rooted in tradition.
Yeah.
It is rooted, especially the way you see like Vlad come in the picture, who is very old school, who expected his son, because you can clearly tell that they have not spoke to each other. You can clearly tell that they've, From what I like heard, it was supposed to be a little bit more of like a fleshed out story, and they just kind of thrown it in together. But they were estranged, from what I remember of the plot saying. From the very dim plot that why that character Vlad existed, they were estranged, and I think it would have been much interesting to follow that story, honestly,
than this one.
Yeah. I probably would have been a lot more better if, like, they followed, like, a more, like, older generation than trying to focus on, like, Mavis and Jonathan having a kid and, like,
I still like the idea of them having a kid.
Yeah, I like that idea, too, but I think it would have been... I think that... I'll tell you this right now. That's a less interesting story than
this.
Probably the...
I feel like if they had to do anything with it...
I just want to see Mel Brooks. That's what
Look, this is what they could have done with this. And I feel like this is something they could do in the future. Like, maybe as a short, or maybe as, like, a little prequel.
Or it could be the fucking fourth one.
They could do, like, mainly a prequel. I think that would work better.
That'd be so sad.
A prequel of how the two are the way they are in the second movie. Like, the dad and Dracula. Just how their relationship was before, and how it got to that point.
A very boring movie. Like that is a movie that's not even a movie. That is a
backstory.
That is a backstory.
Well, at least
they did have a backstory though.
Yeah.
No. I'm serious. They had a full deleted scene
where they explain the backstory.
No, they had a full deleted scene where, I know I'm going off topic, but they had a full deleted scene of Dracula actually visiting Vlad in his home, and like he was the one that reached out to Vlad saying, this is, like, I need this kid. You're my last resort. You're my last resort to get this kid to be a vampire. And, like, of course, that secret still stand that he didn't tell him that the fucking father was a human. But it was pretty much that scene was, like, in a deleted scene. It has an animatic to it, so it is an official deleted scene. But they didn't use it. and like, you know, the whole scare the fangs out of the kid, and, like, the reason why, like, he kind of resents his dad was because Vlad killed a pet of Dracula.
Oh my god!
Like, I like, it's a lot, probably a lot darker, and that's why, like, a lot darker scene, and that's why they probably didn't add it into the final production of the movie.
Probably.
But
especially if it's a comedy, they're not gonna add dark shit to it.
Yeah, they're not gonna add, like, fucking Vlad killing Dracula's pet to, like, scare him or something. They're not gonna add that. That'd probably be too traumatizing.
If it wasn't a comedy, they probably would have added it. But because it's a comedy, they're probably gonna cut it out.
Yeah, they cut.
They more likely cut scenes out like that to make it.
You know what the funny thing was?
What?
I got the visual novel. You know, the visual novels that come with them, and it had that whole scene played out in the actual visual novel book. I was, like, wondering, like, oh, I can't wait to see this in the fucking movie.
Not even in it.
Not even in it. So, like, yeah, that whole scene was just fucking written out. But, like, I think that resonates, I think, because it shows that Dracula did not let go of his racism.
He didn't let go of his past.
He didn't let go of his, like, he didn't let go of his tradition. And it was another lesson that he needed to learn. Like, you might have let go of your hate, but you didn't let go of your tradition. You didn't let go of your inherent racism toward a completely or speciesism, I should say that. Speciesism of a completely, like, you know, part of your family that you don't want to accept.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's interesting. I've not seen that been done in I don't want to say animated character, but I have not seen that done in, like, a kid's animated movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's interesting, but I also acknowledge it as a flaw.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
I just wanted to bring that up,
which is a good point. And
all of these topics that I, like, talk about with Hotel Transylvania, I want to go into like, deep analysis where it's gonna last for fucking 4 hours. Why I love Hotel Transylvania, why I'm gonna talk to you about it for 4 hours, dissecting every single frame.
You should definitely do that as your own video for your own channel. Yes, my Bean also has their own YouTube channel. Go watch it as well, called The Animation Analysis.
Even though it probably will get demonetized and you will never be able to see it.
Which sucks, because they've tried to put stuff on there before, but it never gets put up. Which is sad, because they have good shit. Anyway, let's do our rating. Talk about the third movie. Give that rating. Talk about, I guess, flaws in general, and then
flaws,
and rate the entire
flaws,
series as a whole.
What we also liked about it as well.
We'll do that, and then we'll we'll rate the entire franchise as a whole.
And then we'll be over, and then you can go to bed.
Well, I'm probably not going to go to bed yet. I'm not tired yet, but depending on what time we're done this, I'm probably going to have to go to bed.
Yeah, I know. It's 12:34.
Okay, you're giving your rating first.
Okay.
What's your rating?
Not as good as the first one.
I know that.
And I just, it suffers from sequelitis. Yes, there is a term for it. It's sequelitis. It suffers from it.
Okay.
The third movie suffers from it, which we'll get to that. And I think the only reason why I look at it more fondly than I did back in the day was because I finally see the value in having silly moments. Like, I see the value in having silly and fun moments in cartoons. And I think people take that as cringe. I think people take that as, like, not as important as dramatic moments.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's not as funny, if you're just playing pop music for the sake of pop music, then it's cringe, and it's not something that should be in animated films, when in reality it's it's for the kids. Mm-hmm. If they recognize a song, if you're gonna play fucking what's a fucking popular song right now that's popular with the kids?
I don't know.
Just name one.
I can't think of any.
Anything. Roxanne. If you're gonna play Roxanne during a fucking you're gonna play a Roxanne during a scene in just an animated movie in general, I don't think it's inherently terrible.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people think that that is, because the fact that it's being played in an animated movie, it's gonna be dated now. It's it's really not gonna be dated. You just don't like fucking pop music. Just admit that. You just don't like fucking pop music, and you're still living back in that old fucking weird time where as if it's not fucking Pixar and if it's not making me laugh, then it's fucking cringe and terrible. No, it's not. It's not. I don't care what you have to put in your hot takes. If you have a fucking animated character rapping, it is not inherently cringe because it's fun. Okay. Fuck you. Anyway.
What's your rating?
My rating. This is hard.
Oh my gosh.
This is hard because I'm it's literally just saved because it has fun moments in it.
Okay.
And the voice acting's still really, really good. Animation's
good.
The animation's still really good.
Yeah, that's the only stuff that holds it up.
Wait, what do you think of the animation?
Still good as the first one, slightly bit better. But that's okay. Literally the only thing that saves this fucking movie from being a total flop is literally the voice acting and the fucking animation, because it gets better.
I like that you say saved. That's
the only thing that made the thing watchable. If you think about it, that's the only thing that made it watchable.
Okay.
It's not like one of those Disney sequels, I'm going to bring this up. It's not one of those Disney sequels that downgrades it, completely, like the Aladdin sequels.
I didn't watch
They fucking get downgraded. That's something I'm going to have to eventually show you one day.
Yeah.
You're going to probably be like,
but I don't care for Aladdin in the first place.
I know, but you get what I mean.
Okay, so I give it a 6 out of 10. It's funny, and it's still himbo moments. I'm sorry, I'm gonna mention himbo for a long time.
My bean loves himbo moments.
I love himbo moments. Johnny and Dracula have a lot of himbo moments. It's great.
Okay, so for me, also, I will say this before I give my rating.
Oh, God.
The best part in the movie for the second
What's
one
your
was
favorite?
when Dracula was fucking, sassing about Mavis and Johnny. Can you repeat that scene, honey? Please, for the heck of it.
Oh, God, you want me to say... Oh,
yes.
My voice is so cracked. Okay. Okay. Cut to a scene with him in his changing room putting on his fucking fanboy outfit.
Yeah.
Nightgown, night dress, whatever. He's pink, and he's doing the fucking poses, which is fucking great. And it's how's it? Dad, it's just something. Dad, it's not a fang. Dad, I don't think this is the right place for Dennis, right, Johnny? And he goes into Johnny's interpretation, oh yeah, dude man, it's not me, it's maybe. Hey, dude man, I'm afraid to say anything. Hey, dude man.
Hey, dude man. That's the fucking best ass scene.
Well, no, it's the way that he voice acts it and the way that he animates it with
Dude man. Okay, I need to say this before I get my rating. That's we saw that part. We really rewind that part 3 fucking times because it was that funny.
You found
that was the funniest thing in the second movie.
I find it funny, but I was shocked to find how much you liked that.
I thought that was the fucking funniest scene. It's like that scene in SpongeBob where he's trying to watch Gary and he falls down the stairs a bunch of times. That's as funny as that, in my opinion. That's that one scene where you rewind it so many times just to watch it again.
Random ass scene from SpongeBob.
That's the one of my favorite scenes from SpongeBob. Anyway,
I don't remember that.
I'll have to look it up later. Anyway,
is it when he's down?
Yes,
oh, yeah.
That's one of the funnier scenes that I would watch over and over again. Okay, I give it a 6.5. The only thing that saves it for me is the animation and the voice acting. Moving on to the third movie.
The third movie.
Gosh darn it. Okay. I will give
Wait, we need to talk about Puppy, the short that you didn't watch, but I watched.
We have to do about ones we both watched.
Okay, fine.
We'll talk about the short a different time.
We'll talk about the short a different day. All you need to know is that...
It explains how they got the puppy in the third movie.
Yes, and it was the only thing fucking watchable in the Emoji Movie.
Please.
Do you remember when I went to go see that?
Yes, but we'll talk about it. Okay, we should do that for a topic video.
I went to go see that when I was on fucking vacation.
No. I want you to talk about the topic video. That'd be funny to talk about.
Okay, fine.
If you guys want to hear about...
fucking miserable.
Okay, if you guys want to hear about my bean talk about how they went to see the Emoji Movie as a topic video, please let them tell it. Because it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so... I'll give the synopsis for the third one. They basically go on a cruise ship.
I went to go see Wonder Woman.
I saw Wonder Woman.
I didn't see Wonder Woman.
Not in theaters, but I saw
went
it.
to go see the fucking Emoji Movie instead.
Anyway, this is not about Wonder Woman. This is about Hotel Transylvania, bitch. Okay. Basically, Hotel Transylvania 3. Same shit as last time, except they're on a cruise ship.
I know. When
they meet Vel Helsing's great-granddaughter. And Drac zings again, and then they get married. The end. That's literally the fucking third movie.
That rhymed, though.
It did?
Yeah, it did.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're the rap god.
Anyway.
No. I want to tell you. When I first saw the trailer, the teaser trailer that was posted, I did not know anything about this movie. I didn't even know they were coming out with a third one. And then all of a sudden...
they're coming out with a fourth now.
Yeah, now they're coming out with a fourth, which... Okay. But anyway, I saw the teaser trailer, and I was like, oh, they're doing a third one? Well, what the hell is this about? And then... I saw it, and then when Dracula said, a cruise, I was like, no, what the fuck? Because Adam Sandler was already accusatory of fucking taking vacations from his movies, which I don't think that holds relevance because it's a fucking cartoon, and you can't take a vacation in a cartoon.
Well, they fucking did!
But he fucking took Dracula and the rest of his friends on a fucking cruise, and I swear to God, I was like, what the fuck, Adam? Is this like a fucking in-joke? Is this like an in-joke now where like now you're taking fucking your cartoon characters on a fucking cruise now?
Anyway.
Like that was funny, and also I was just like, okay, I think that this is actually gonna be bad. So I was just waiting to see how bad it was gonna be.
Yeah, but let's kind of just sum this one up because not much really happens in this movie. Let's be honest. But
honestly, I can list some things, but you go on.
Okay, personally for me, I'll get my thing and then I'll let JC take it away, and then we'll go from there. So, for me, I still think the movie is good.
Okay.
Not as good as the first one, and definitely not as good as the second. However,
wait. So you think that this is worse than the second one?
I honestly feel like this one's better than the second. If I'm gonna be honest, this one's better than the second because at least with this one,
yeah, people have the some people like the third more than they like the second actually.
Yeah, so like I honestly like this one better than the second if I had to pick. Like, between the two. The third one is actually better. I do like the fact that Dracula gets a fucking MILF! A fucking MILF!
What?
Isn't...
No, she didn't have kids.
Damn it.
What are you
Well, she looks like a MILF.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so, he gets with Vel Helsing's daughter. Not daughter, great-granddaughter. Fuck.
I like that she's not inherently bomb-ass attractive.
Yeah,
Like,
I like that she's, like, good-looking, but not, like, Jessica Rabbit hot. She's, like, if you had to pick between Jessica Rabbit hot and, like, I guess, Elastigirl hot, she's kind of, like, in the middle between the two. Like...
What do you mean? Elastigirl's fucking fine?
I can't think of another... Okay,
she's hotter than Jessica Rabbit, in my opinion.
Well, to me, Jessica Rabbit, I guess, is the definition of hot in my book, at least.
Yeah.
But that's like probably the best one I could think of off the top of my head. I'm trying to base it on animation. Okay.
I get it, but you know, Tartakovsky was like, let me give her a little bit of an ass.
Like,
You know-
I will admit this, though. She has a good ass. Also, fucking, like, Dracula's dad. He had man boobs. He had fucking man boobs.
Why were you staring at him?
I couldn't help it. He had his ass in the air, and the lady witches were watching his ass.
Why were you staring at it?
I wasn't trying to stare at it. I was trying to, like, burn it with my eyes. It was disgusting. I have nothing against man boobs, but damn, he had saggy ass man boobs. Like, why was he even in this movie?
I don't-
Why was he even in it? There was literally no point.
There's no point for half of these characters to be in the fucking movie.
Yeah, literally no fucking point. Also, like, I do like I do like Erica. I do like her, though. She's actually one of my favorite characters in the third movie. I do like her
The
relationship.
whole fucking franchise, because you could just say that.
Well, that too. If I had to pick, this is like the one movie where I actually kind of had some kind of like connection with the character. It wasn't a very big connection, but it was something. So I gave...
Because you find her pretty. That's it.
Shut up. Look, that's the one thing I will admit about the third movie. That's the only thing about... That's the only character I liked in the third movie that gave me some kind of connection. And I will give props to the fucking franchise for that. I give it fucking props. Excuse me. So, that's something I will point out.
It's because they gave her more, like, as much They gave her as much dimension as Dracula,
Which is very surprising.
Nobody has actually gotten that much dimension of the, like,
in the
as
franchise.
much as Dracula. Not even his fucking daughter. Not, like, nothing like that.
Yeah. So that was also something I was surprised at. Also, I know my bean is going to complain about this because, just so you guys know, they did already do a review about the third movie on their YouTube channel.
A long time ago.
I
probably deleted it.
I don't think you deleted it.
I don't remember. I deleted a lot of my old videos.
Anyway, so...
I don't look back on it.
Anyway, so this was something that they already seen before, and I will ask a question about that in a minute, but the one thing I liked about this movie... I did like the animation the best out of all three movies in this one. I
can't agree.
Despite it being a little bit crowded in a couple scenes. I understand where you're coming from with it. However, out of all three movies, this one has the best animation. This is the most cartoony animation you're gonna fucking get.
It is, but at the same time...
They don't sit down for like 2 seconds.
At the same time, it's like... I watched this in theaters. So... Maybe because you're seeing it on a smaller screen. But on the big screen... It was a lot. So... overwhelming. It was so much. It was so much for the eyes to like comprehend on this big screen. And when you're on a big screen, you're supposed to keep it somewhat minimalized.
Yeah.
At least the first movie knew how to keep it minimalized. The second movie, it was fine. The third didn't know how to fucking keep it minimalized. So when those over animated scenes came on, they looked worse on the big screen than it does the small screen. I will admit that. It's not as noticeable as when you put it on a small screen. When you put it on a big screen... It's a lot. It hurt my eyes at some points. And I was like, dude, like, I honestly don't... Like, I can't focus on what you're doing right now. And it's kind of, like, driving me fucking insane. Now that I, like, you know, people who normally don't like this franchise normally complain about the animation being so bad. So much.
Yeah.
So much. And it's probably, like, I know... Do you remember that little rant video about that, like... I don't, like, you know, think much about him now, but do you remember that little rant video I did on that one animation critic? No. But it's back on my analysis channel. Disclaimer, I don't think of him like that anymore. He can go do his own thing, yada yada, whatever. I've grown a lot since then, is what I'm saying.
This is why, like, I'm glad we also did these movies, because you've technically grew up with these movies, so I'm glad we watched them over again.
Yeah.
Just so you
I still like watching them. These are my childhood.
So, yeah, I'm happy that at least we could watch all three.
But I'm sad.
Why are you sad?
Because the third movie
had so much potential and they kind of...
No, it didn't have potential. I'm telling you this because the third movie did not have potential. I thought it was going to suck from the trailer. Because it looked like it was going to suck from the trailer. And when I look at it now, it doesn't suck. But it's
still not as good as the first.
It's not a very watchable movie in terms of the other two, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it's triple sequelitis. It's triple sequelitis to where it kind of, like, irritates me a little bit.
Yeah.
And especially the last 10 minutes, which I will go over
in a moment.
But I'm waving my arms like I'm fucking an animated character right now.
Same, I do the same thing. It's fine.
I
watch this video be 2 fucking hours.
Where was I going with this? I don't. Where was I going? Where did I stop?
I don't even know anymore. I'm like so out of it. It's not even funny. I'm just trying to get through this. I'm sorry.
Look, I liked it again because family aspect, and Adam Sandler has always put that in these movies. It's all about the family aspect. It's all about him interacting with his family. I liked the fact this has the best fucking story out of all of them. That's why I'm fucking disappointed. Is because you had a little bit of a semi-good story. You just filled it with nothing. You just filled it with absolutely nothing. What he finds the captain to be attractive. They form a relationship, even though fucking Erica's trying to kill him. Like, and he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, what they, like, you know, it's good for comedy. It's good, like, you know, to build Dracula's character from, like, you know, from what he started in the first movie to now he's actually in love with a human. He wants to find love. He's lonely.
He's a lonely bitch.
He's lonely because, you know, I feel for him. I feel for Dracula in this movie because all he wants is to spend fun time with his family because he's a
lonely butt.
Well, yeah, he's worked as a hotel manager for more than 100 years, and he still hasn't recovered from the loss of his wife. Yeah. And it's sad. It's sad, but you also want to root for him because you want to root for him to get with this woman, even though he's trying to kill her. He's trying to kill him. And
she is trying to kill him. Not he is trying to kill him.
I know. Because she is trying to kill him. And you see that relationship kind of unravel a little bit. And it's like, I like this story. I like this setup. It's just, you're not, everything that deviates from that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Everything that does not focus on that sucks, or it's filler. And if there's one thing that I just cannot, I can't deal with unless there's actually, like, you know, actual reason why it should be there, it's filler in animated things, period. And I can tell normally filler from actual, like, even though the filler is good moments, it's very nonsensical. Yeah. And the way that it's animated makes it a little bit less, it makes it a little bit more worse to watch.
Yeah.
And
I can agree with you on that. Also, sorry if I sound like
I have just conflicting emotions on the third one, but you go ahead.
Sorry if I sound like I've been downplaying the movies and kind of, like, not liking them, but, like, I like that you're passionate about them and stuff like that. And I'm happy you're passionate about them.
I'm very passionate about it.
It's just something, like, I'm just trying to absorb everything, and it's a lot to take in. So I'm sorry if I sound like I'm hating on these movies when I'm not.
You go ahead. Just give.
Are you sure?
Yeah, like, just no. I want, because I've been talking mostly, so you talk about the third movie now.
Okay, so I'll talk about it, and then we'll give our ratings, and we'll talk about, like, what we like and dislike and stuff like that.
Before we give our ratings, we got to talk about that scene.
Okay, look, and we will talk about it, but for me, out of all the movies, this was the one I liked probably, like, a little bit less than the first one. The first one's still the best one. This is probably, like, the second best. Well, the second movie kind of just sucked, which is sad to say. I did like the story in this one. The only thing I didn't like about the third movie was mainly the second half of the movie.
It lingered a lot.
It lingered a lot.
A lot more than the second one.
Yeah, it lingered a lot more and just Van Helsing was so hard to fucking look at. He was an apple at first, and then he turned to this fucking little robot R2-D2 bullshit. And, like, it was so hard to look at.
Oh, my God.
And just, okay, I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid off with this one. The fucking dance scene killed the movie! It fucking killed it!
Okay, wait, I want to hear about your side before I get to my side. I have a very interesting...
And then after that, we have to rate this. Because,
okay.
Look, I'm not trying to be mean.
But you want me done.
Yes. Look, I'm just trying to let you talk.
Okay.
But this is literally almost 2 hours!
Okay, talk about the dance scene.
Okay, I need to stand up because my legs are starting to fucking hurt.
Okay.
Okay, so... This was the most unnecessary dance scene I've ever seen in a movie. And this is coming from somebody that's watched a lot of, like, dance shit. Okay? This is coming from
Dance to Revolution, baby.
Well, not Dance Revolution. Just stuff in general. I've seen a lot of dance stuff in movies, and sometimes it's a good thing to do, like, to end a movie. But they took it way too far with this.
They did.
They took it too far. They overdid it.
I've never seen this done.
It was so bad. It was laughable, in my opinion. Like,
I lost my shit.
I was just like when my partner first told me about this.
Yeah,
when
you didn't think it was real.
You came out of the theater, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
You didn't think it was real.
I thought they were joking. I actually thought they were joking. Like, are you kidding me right now? They did a fucking dance scene at the end, and I'm like, what the fuck?
It's more egregious than the other movies because it just doesn't last for a minute. It lasts for 10.
It lasts for 10 minutes, and it's like, this was so unneeded. And that's how the movie fucking ends. You don't see what...
you do, but it's very short. It's like
2
might
minutes.
as well just end at that dance number.
If they ended at that fucking dance number, I would have lost my shit.
I know.
I would have lost
my shit in the theater, I'll tell you that.
I would have probably, like, yelled at the screen, be like, are you fucking kidding me?
I paid money to go see this, okay? I paid $13.95 to go... I remember
Talk about this part.
I remember
that.
No. Okay, I want to talk about this.
All right,
okay.
then we're done at that point.
Yes, because I actually was gonna lose my mind. I paid $13+ to go see Hotel Transylvania 3 in theaters, and by that point, I was just kind of sitting there. People weren't really laughing around me, and that was kind of adding to the experience of me just sitting there watching the movie. I was like, you know, this is a franchise that I really fucking loved the first one for. The second one was tolerable, passable, and now you're kind of torturing me now. I'm just like, why am I watching this? I could have watched this at home. This doesn't need to be in the theater.
That's why I'm glad I watched it at home. That's the one advantage.
I showed...
you should see my smirk right now. I'm like, this is why you should have watched it at home.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I was sitting there, I was watching it, nobody was fucking laughing, and I was like, okay, I kind of want this to be done, even though I like the story. Like, I kind of just want it to be over with.
Talk about the ending.
And then that scene happened, and I was like, I kind of stirred up. I was like, you better not be doing what I think you're gonna be doing. And I was like, in my head, all I could think was, you know, since the movie Shrek came out, here, I want you to sit down for this.
Okay.
I want you to sit down for this. Since the movie Shrek came out, people have instinctively made fun of how animated food.
Animated food.
I'm so drunk right now. Of how
you're so drunk right now?
Yeah, I'm drunk off of my own words. How animated movies have ended in dance numbers. They've had endings, but they've always ended in a fucking dance number where they either sing a pop song, they sing their own original songs that suck because they rap. They just ended in dance numbers. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people find it cringe. I'm one of those people that don't, like, as I got older, I started to appreciate the fun of it more. I liked that scene where fucking Dracula was dancing to fucking was it Uptown Funk? No, it wasn't Uptown Funk. It was Magic.
24 karat gold.
24 karat magic. I like that scene, okay?
That's one of the best scenes in the whole fucking movie.
I like that scene. I like that scene, okay?
Me too.
That was a really good scene, and I liked it. But when you got to the point
also,
where...
the date with, like, Erica, that was actually my favorite scene. The second favorite scene was just Dracula dancing.
Yes.
Continue.
Yes. But when they got to that scene where the whole climax is a fucking...
dance number.
It's a dance number. Van Helsing is playing evil DJ music. If I were to tell you that Hotel Transylvania, the trilogy, ends with the villain, Van Helsing, playing DJ music to summon a kraken to destroy the monsters to destroy the monsters to destroy the monsters.
Let me say, monsters. You're so done with it too. I can tell.
To destroy the monsters. And what the heroes have to defeat is with good music that has the Beach Boys and the fucking Macarena, the fucking song that people have mocked and ridiculed and dreaded for an animated movie to do such a dance as the fucking Macarena. You have no idea how many times that, they danced to a pop song, but it wasn't the fucking Macarena at least. Oh my god, they actually did it. An animated movie actually ended with the characters doing the fucking Macarena. And that was a holy fuck moment. That was like, I'm here. I am enlightened. I am here. I am here to witness such a catastrophe on screen. And it wasn't the fact that it was bad. It was terrible. But I was fascinated that it ended that fucking badly, man. I was so fascinated. I've never seen such a predicament happen. Predicament. I've never seen that happen, like, so set up so perfectly. Animation fans' complaints were actually valid, and you have no idea how mad I am about that.
Yeah.
I am so
That's
mad.
like the one thing I will agree on. I just don't understand why they did that.
Why?
It was not needed.
Why, though? I don't understand. Why? I paid $13+ to watch the fucking Macarena dance happen, and
This is what they should have done, honey.
I'm pissed off, but I am like, I'm like, why? At least, like, all I can say is, at least this is a fun enough franchise. At least that this is like a fun, like,
franchise.
Like, the whole, like, franchise is just like, is goofy fun.
Yes.
It's goofy fun, and at least it didn't happen to a franchise that was all in all fantastic.
Yeah.
At least it didn't happen to a franchise that was all around great from start to finish. If it happened to a franchise, like, let's say, what's a franchise you really like?
Steven Universe.
Okay, Steven Universe. Let's bring up that. If Steven Universe ended with the Diamond Art, with them fucking doing the Macarena to redeem the diamonds, would you have been so pissed?
I would have been pissed.
Exactly.
Also, another one I'll say, if they did that at the end of season 1 of Owl House, I would have fucking died.
I know.
I would have been like,
you understand how I feel. Now you understand how I feel somewhat.
Now I can't stop thinking about the Emperor doing the fucking Macarena.
I know, and now I can't.
Why did you bring that up?
But it's fun enough to where
we like it.
It's not that I like it. It's the
you
fact
tolerate it.
I tolerated it because that's what now I expect this franchise to do.
Which is sad.
Okay.
Now
also, I gotta mention this one last thing. Okay. Dracula fucks.
Yes.
Yeah, you fun. I swear to God, I honestly, this is an anime character that I simp for.
Oh my god, you simp for this man?
Yeah. What?
I'm
What?
not going to talk about it right now.
Come on, talk about it. I really want you to talk about
Why
this.
him? Of all the characters, why him?
Well,
Why?
who else do you sim for?
I'm not talking about that right now.
No, who else do you sim for? I really want to know, like, what other characters, cartoon characters you sim for.
Ida, I sim for. Fight me, bitch.
Well, I sim for Dracula, okay? I sim for Dracula from Hotel Transylvania because this movie actually made me, like, say, like,
honey, this
damn.
Okay, the last thing I'll say.
He a handsome lad.
Yes, he is. I will agree with you on that one, but damn. I can't believe you're using the word simp.
I am simping for Dracula.
Anyway.
I would tap that. I would tap that.
Anyway.
I would tap that, okay? He is on the list of characters who I want to fuck.
Okay, enough. Honey,
He is,
enough.
He is not S tier, but he is definitely a high tier, A tier.
Oh my gosh. I love you, but why are we talking about this on a podcast? Of the characters
Because, Mari, it's Hotel Transylvania, and I need to mention how much I need to fuck Dracula.
I'm done. I'm done with this podcast tonight. Okay. All right.
Mari, it's literally 5 minutes to 2 hours on the podcast. Mari is shutting their eyes right now, and they're like, I can't believe you made me talk about Hotel Transylvania for 2 hours. But I did, and I'm so happy.
Okay, look. I love my bean, okay? I love my bean, and I will do anything for them.
My voice is dead.
Yeah, I will do anything for them because I love them very much. However, why did you have to do this podcast for 2 hours?
Because, Mari.
You love it.
Yes.
And you've been wanting to do a podcast you really like. So
I've actually been wanting to talk about Hotel Transylvania for a long time.
And I'm happy that you did.
I'm still not done. I'm gonna do
We're doing it in a different video.
No, we might talk about it sometime later, but I promise you this. I promise, sometime in my lifetime, I will look through every single article. I will look through every single frame. I will look through everything having to do with Hotel Transylvania. My life will become Hotel Transylvania, so I can all put it into one singular video that will talk about Hotel Transylvania for 24 hours if I have to.
Honey, you are not talking about it for 24 hours.
I will talk about it for the rest of my life because that's how much I love.
Bet.
Do you want to bet?
Yes.
What do you want to bet it on? My life?
No. If this video gets 1,000 likes.
No, it won't get 1,000 likes. No one watches our shit.
We'll see.
I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna make the video anyway.
If this thing gets 1,000 likes, my bean will do a very in-depth analysis on Hotel Transylvania. If you guys really want to see that,
Mari,
comment below.
I'm gonna do it anyway. It might be I will. You know what? I'll do it for its 10th anniversary. I'll release a video on the 10th anniversary of Hotel Transylvania and say why it's a fucking masterpiece.
Do it then. All right, fine. We'll do that. Deal?
Deal. I will work endlessly on it. I promise you that.
Okay. Anyway, that's basically it for the podcast.
So what was your
Let's give our rating.
The third movie.
Third movie.
It sucks.
Okay. Is it the best movie ever? No.
Why the fuck would you compare it?
Okay, look. I would probably put it higher over the second one. If I'm being completely honest.
I can't do that.
For me, I would probably give this a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
But that's personally me. Okay? The animation is literally the only thing that fucking saved this movie.
You're saying that for every single movie.
No, it's only for the 2. Okay? It's only for the other 2. Okay, what's your rating so we can just end the podcast and rate the whole fucking franchise?
Rating. It's gotta be lower than a 6.
Are you gonna literally put it lower than a 6?
Yeah, I have to because I can't. I can't. I honestly.
You can.
I can't. I find it worse than the first and then the second. I find it worse than the first and the second. And I just don't think it has the rewatchability like the first and even the second does. So I gotta put it as a 5.
Okay, fine.
What
Fair
would
enough.
you rate the entire series?
For the entire series, it's probably a 7 out of 10.
And by the way, we didn't watch
Look, here's the thing.
the
For context,
Hotel Transylvania series that Disney Channel did.
yeah, that's for the record. We did not watch the actual series that they did on TV.
It's on Netflix. You could go see it right now.
Look, if we're gonna do it on the franchise, it's easier to do it on the movies.
Okay.
I'm being completely honest with you. If we want to do the series eventually, we may do the series.
The series only has 2 seasons, from what I saw.
I know, but I feel like that should be like a separate video. Personally, that should be a separate video. But whenever the 4th one comes out, we will do a podcast on it. Whenever the fuck that comes out, but we'll make it like an update video to this one.
Yeah.
Because we are not redoing this shit all over again. So
the 4th one is gonna have a completely different director. It's probably gonna focus more on Mavis because Selena Gomez is producing it. So
yeah,
maybe it's gonna be like the Hotel Transylvania series, where it's like a prequel to the actual.
Maybe
Because the Hotel Transylvania series, from the episodes that I've seen, is a prequel to all of the movies.
Okay.
So it might be a prequel as well. Or it might be, what would be great?
What?
A 4th Hotel Transylvania movie, a prequel of Mavis growing up in the hotel before Jonathan.
Yeah, that would be a nice prequel, and we could explore more Mavis's character, which is something the series fucking desperately needed.
You know what I want?
In my opinion.
You don't know what I want?
What?
I want that concept art like that you saw at like the very end, like the after credits of the movie to come to life. I want that fucking movie.
Yeah, same.
I want that.
Anyway, for me, I give it a 7 out of 10 for the entire franchise. What do you give it? Because this has gone on long enough, honey. It's 2 hours.
So you give it a 7 out of 10 for the entire franchise?
Yes, for the entire franchise.
Wow, you rated it a lot more higher.
I'm giving it the best I can give it at this point because
The best you can give it.
this is the best I'm going to be able to give it.
God, if only the 2 fucking didn't.
If the 2 sequels were better, this would have been a 9 out of 10 for me.
I know.
But because of the way they did these movies, I have to literally give it a 7 out of 10.
I am with you. 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I can't rate it any higher. I can't rate it any lower. I wish they were better. And maybe
the 4th one will be better.
Maybe the 4th one will be better. Maybe the 4th one will have a simplified story like the first, and it will be better. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, because it's supposed to come out 2021. So whenever the 4th one comes out, we will do an update video to this video.
You know, I just realized that's probably going to be rushed because they have not even. Oh wait, no, they did. They did hire directors for it already.
Okay then.
So I gotta look it up later after the podcast to see like what they've done. But I think they've worked on other animated films beforehand.
Okay. Anyway, do you have anything else to say before we end the podcast? This is your time to say anything because this is literally going on for 2 hours.
I simp for Dracula. If you don't, then you're a fucking liar.
Oh Lord. Okay, so this has literally gone on for 2 hours. I can't believe I sat down for a podcast for 2 hours.
It's literally the only time
But
that Adam Sandler is ever hot in anything.
But I'm happy I did it for my bean. I'm happy we did this. Despite it being almost 1 in the morning. It's basically 1 in the morning. I don't care. I'm happy we did this.
We're the only motherfuckers. I'm the only motherfucker. It's not like you are like as passionate, but I'm the only motherfucker.
But I'm willing to do it for you.
Hotel Transylvania until 1 in the fucking morning.
But I'm willing to do it for you because I love you. And I know
can
how much...
tell my voice is dead.
But yeah, I'm glad my bean wanted to do this. I'm glad we decided to do this because this was a fun podcast to do. I enjoyed myself. I know my bean really did. I did this for them. I did this for them because they love this series very deeply. So I want to do a special thing for them because I love them. Anyway.
And don't do it anymore or I'm going to kick you.
No, you can still do it. Just try not to go as long as 2 hours.
I won't do it for any other movie. The only ones I will ever do it for
are the ones you're really passionate about.
Probably Coraline. That's pretty much it. But I won't go 2 hours for Coraline.
You probably the most you'd probably go is like an hour. Anyway, thank you guys for watching our podcast. And if you guys literally survived the 2 hours with us, thank you and give yourself a pat on the back.
I don't understand why you listen to these.
Well, We love doing these.
I like doing these. I'm sorry I haven't really been passionate about like
the last couple we've
the
done.
last couple that we've done. It's just the fact that it just depends. It just really depends on the movie, how much it can get out of me. And most movies can't really get anything much out of me.
Which is sad.
Yeah, I've watched so much that I'm just like, it happens.
Yeah, but this is why I like doing podcasts with you. It makes it interesting.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be on the lookout for some more Halloween podcasts. Hopefully not as long as this one. This is probably going to be the longest podcast we've ever fucking done.
Yeah.
And probably the longest
You
one
realize
we're ever
how long
going to do.
it's going to be long, how much it's going to take to fucking edit this shit.
And load it to fucking YouTube. Don't be surprised if I literally have to spend hours fucking uploading it. Anyway, we can't go on for any longer at this point. I'm fucking done.
Okay.
I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're going to bed.
Yeah,